Walking down these empty streets, echoes of the past I meet, lost and wandering for so long, searching for where I belong. Sunrise breaking through the night, guiding me back to the light. Every step feels like a prayer, promises hang in the air. Come back home, heal your heart, where the love never parts. Come back home, find your peace. In this place, your pain will cease. Memories of laughter and tears, answers to my deepest fears. In these walls I find my truth, washing away the years. Ruth, oh, the road was long and rough, but my spirit's had enough. Here in the sanctuary, healing feels extraordinary. Come back home, heal your heart, where the love never parts. Come back home, find your peace. In this place, your pain will cease. Was long and rough, but my spirit's had enough. Here in the sanctuary, healing feels extraordinary. Come back home, heal your heart, where the love never parts.
All right, y'all should be able to hear me now. All right, y'all should be able to hear me now. All right, all right, all right. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Y'all should be able to hear me now. We good? We good? Thumbs up. We good on the sound? Let me know. All right, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Think we're good. We should be good now. Yes, we should be good on the sound. All right. You need the intro. All right, this was the intro. The intro was simple. The intro was this. Know that I love you. Know that you're amazing. Know that your day is going to be wonderful. But the bigger thing is this. This is the whole point I really want you guys to know. That another day is not just a chance for you. All right? Go watch my video yesterday. I dropped one yesterday afternoon called "The Society is Turning Us into Bullies, Not Builders." All right? Go check out that. All right, go check out my video yesterday that the society is turning men into bullies, not builders. And I think that as men understand this, when you wake up in the morning, when your children wake up in the morning, they should feel safe. When your wife wakes up in the morning, she should feel safe. She shouldn't have to worry about anybody, nor your kids. But as a man, when you wake up, you know what you wake up and you know what you worry about. Who can I help today? What can I build today? Right? I think that frustration can turn men into bullies, right? Fatigue can turn men into bullies. Being broke can turn a man into bullies. A lot of men, a lot of us walk around discouraged about what we don't have, right? And it turns us in, we have another mindset where we're doing more, we're moving in more anger than being builders. All right. So let's get into this. Let's get into this because this is what I want to show you, what I want to teach today. I want to share with us about the curse of comparison. All right. Now, yesterday I went over my time. I was running late getting my baby to school. So let's get it right. We got 23 minutes. I want to talk about the curse of comparison. I want to talk about what happens when you compare yourself to another man, right? When the curse of comparison, listen, brothers, this is killing men. This is killing us, the curse of comparison. We, as men, we all look around and we act like we don't care what they have or what they have. But then there's a curse of comparison that comes over you, right? In school, we call it, amongst our kids, we call it, what do we call it? We call it peer pressure. But let me tell you something, as a grown up, you don't grow out of peer pressure until you decide to. Okay? Peer pressure is a child's game until you decide to come out of it. You can be an adult still playing a child's game of comparison, right? But there's danger in comparison. There's crazy danger in comparison. And the biggest danger in comparison for a man, when you compare yourself to other men, is it lowers your self-worth. In your mind, it lowers your self-worth. And when Israel came out of Egypt and they were looking for new land, they went to look for this new land and they went over and they looked over the hill and they said, there are giants there, right? They say amongst those giants, we are just little men. Look at the perception. I want y'all to look at the perception here. I want you to look at how we can look at something and then all of a sudden judge our worth that quick because we're saying that's bigger than me. That's bigger than me. What is bigger than you? What you're comparing yourself to. The question is, why are you comparing yourself to it? Who said that was the thing for you? Right? Many of us are walking around broken, man, because we're trying to achieve another man's dream, or we're trying to achieve what another man believes his family should be. Listen, God has given every one of you a garden, just like Adam. Your garden is your family. Your garden is your finance. Your garden is your future. Your garden is your family, your garden is your finance, and your garden is your future. That's what you should be focused on in your garden. Because let me say this, and this is one of the quotes I've put up on social media before. Be careful of desiring another man's garden because you might not be able to stay in the weeds, right? You might not be able to stay in the weeds of what's going on in their garden, right? In their life, right? And just because someone looks like they got it together doesn't mean they have it together. I'm sure people will look at me and say, man, he got it together. I don't. What do I have? I don't have anything together, right? I come here and teach out of, I learn and I teach out of my frustrations. I teach out of my mistakes. That's why I'm so open with you guys. I don't hide behind, oh, I got it together. No, I don't have it together. And I teach from that space. See, I teach from that space. I change other people's lives from that space. Because I've compared before. I know what it is to compare. Comparison crushes you as a man, right? Comparison crushes you as a man. You know why you can't compare to? Because you don't know what all went into building that other garden. What a man went through to build his other garden. I'm going to tell you right now, you don't want my life. You don't want my life. I'm telling you don't want my life. Sometimes I don't even want my own life. Right. And I'm not talking about in the sense of offing myself. I'm not talking about that. Right. I'm talking about sometimes I don't want. Listen, y'all peep this about Christian. Christian started doing this at 14. I didn't choose to speak. Right. I didn't choose to speak to anybody. I didn't choose to be a helper of anybody. I didn't choose to give my life to the world from the time I was a kid. Right. That was God's doing. Right. I didn't come from a family of preachers. I didn't come from anybody saying, yo, be this. We didn't even go to church growing up. You understand? And so when I look at my life, I'm looking at it saying, yo, there were other stuff that I could have been. Now, I don't know what that is because God took me at 14. But I remember having a conversation with God telling him, yo, you never gave me a chance. You never gave me a chance at life. Right. I was sitting on my mother's living room floor, Indian style, in full tears saying, yo, God, you never gave me a chance at life. You took me at 14 and you made me do this. You made me do this around the world for people all my life. You never gave me a chance. You know what God's response was after I got done my puddle of tears? God's response was, I gave you your only chance at life. Right? And I understood it then. I understood it at that moment. I gave you your only chance at life. I needed to be with God. Because and even with God, my life is the enemy has tried to destroy my life literally. I'm not talking religious talk here. I'm not talking about testimony talk. I'm talking about real talk. The enemy has tried to destroy my life over and over and over again. I'm talking about completely destroy my life over and over and over again. Right? So if somebody looks at me, if you're on this camera saying, man, he got it together, don't lie to yourself, because you don't want the demons that come with my life. And I don't want the demons that come with yours. Right? It lowers your self-esteem when you compare yourself to other people. It crashes your self-esteem. It crashes your worth. You feel like you're worthless, right? People, listen, men, we do it simply in the gym, right? You watching a guy lift weight, you can't hear you are over there with more weight than you can handle. Now we can think about that in the gym, right? You can feel that in the gym where you're in there and you're watching somebody work out and you might grab a weight that's heavier than you, but peep that in life. Peep that in life, how there are times as men, you're carrying weight that's out of your control. It's too much weight for you in life trying to look at somebody else. That other person has put in 35 years somewhere, right? You look at somebody's financial status, right? You're just getting your financial status together at 38, 40 years old. Most men don't get financially together until between the ages of 45 and 55. That's when most men hit their financial peak. Right. So as a young man, you might be looking at somebody else saying, man, I wish my life was like theirs. You don't know. You don't know. Right. You don't know what they went through. Right. As a pastor, people will look at my church and say, man, look at his church. His church is great. They don't know that I started in a dance studio cramming 75 people on Ogontz Avenue in a building. They don't know that. Right. They don't know that. They don't know I've been on dialysis. They don't know I was on dialysis for 2 years, teaching and traveling the country, getting my secretary to make dialysis in other nations and other cities while I would go preach and then have to take a break to take dialysis and go teach it. You don't see, you understand? You don't want my life. And if I got a chance to sit down with some of you and you told me what you've been through to get where you got to go, I'm saying, brother, God bless you. I don't want your life. Don't compare yourself to other people. When you compare yourself with someone else, it can make you feel like you're not good enough. And that's one of the biggest tricks the enemy already plays on men, to constantly make you feel like you're not good enough. Right? And so when you compare yourself to other people, it drives that notion. I'm not good enough. I got to do more. I got to do more. I got to do more. And the danger of always feeling like you got to do more is you start feeling like you're not good enough for anything. Right? You'll always feel like you're less than something else, right? And so you have to start to, and another thing that happens is you start ignoring your own strengths. We've been taught to focus on our weaknesses too much. We've been taught to focus on our weaknesses, right? Fix this. Growing up, somebody's always like, fix this. You need to get this together. Boy, you need to get yourself together. Right? You need to grow up. You need to, right? All the push of what you need to do, right? And so you find yourself constantly working on yourself. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with working on yourself, but the danger of constantly looking at what you need to work on, you never celebrate your strengths. You know, you need to strengthen your strengths too. You don't need to strengthen your weaknesses only. You need to strengthen your strengths. And sometimes strengthening your strengths is what crushes your weakness. Focus on what's good about you sometimes. What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us that makes us only focus on what's not good about us? We focus too much on what's not good about you. Why are you stuck there? And who has you stuck there? I told y'all before, I'm going to tell you again. Anybody that's focused on your past should stay there. Anybody that wants to constantly discuss your past should stay there. Why? Because anybody who always wants you focusing on your weakness doesn't want to see you free. Do you hear me, brother? Anybody who's always focusing on your weakness doesn't want to see you free. And I'm going to say this again. I tell you, I'm a spiritual man. So there's certain things that come to my mind that I know someone that's listening needs, bro. right? Some of you brothers are in the most toxic relationship with a woman right now. They talk about toxic masculinity all the time. But there's a toxic femininity that I think is almost worse than toxic masculinity, right? And I'm not talking about women are worse than men. I'm talking about women just have a gift of tearing something down in a way that you don't even know you're being torn down. Right. But let me get back to this point. Somebody here, you're with a woman who can never celebrate you. She's crumbled. She will crumble your entire life, bro. I don't care how pretty she is. I don't care how good she cook. If she can't find good words to say about you, that relationship will never help you discover yourself. And I'm going to tell you, some toxic women don't want you to discover yourself, because if you do discover yourself, you'll realize that you shouldn't be up under her thumb. Huh? Because there are some broken women that need men up under their thumb to feel good about their own brokenness. Be careful, brother. Be careful out here building with people that want to keep your self-worth low. Right? Some of you are building business and you got business partners that's always wanting to keep your self-worth low. Oh man, you don't have enough experience, so you're not that. I had a boss tell me one time. I was a principal. I was a principal, and I was being a principal of the school. And I had my chairman of the board tell me one time. I guess he looked at me with this beard, and I don't know, half young, half old. I guess he expected me. I don't know what it was. I'm not going to call the man racist. But but his assumption was I had never dealt with big budgets, right? So we're sitting in a meeting one time, and he says to me, Christian, I know you haven't dealt with this before. And I sat there quietly and calmly, because I learned that in the winter's blood, you go off, and I'm learning not to go off, right? And so I sat there and I just had a smile, and I didn't say anything. But in my mind, I said, man, I planted 9 churches, right, around the country. Right. I've traveled the world teaching the gospel. My budget for one of my churches was twice as big as that school's budget. Right. But in that moment, what he was trying to do was lower my self-worth. Right. Don't submit your life to people that want to lower your worth. Number 2. So the dangers of men comparing themselves. Number 1, it lowers your self-worth. Number two, it creates a unrealistic. Y'all hear me? It creates an unrealistic expectation. It creates unrealistic expectations of yourself. You put crazy expectations on yourself when you compare yourself to others. It's unrealistic. Again, you don't know what that person did before they got where they got. Right? And I don't want to run out of time before I say this. A lot of us have idolized celebrities that now you're looking saying, oh my God. You know why? Because you were comparing your life to theirs, and you're looking at their life saying, oh, you know why? It's called the lust of the eye, brother. It's called the lust of the eye, my man. It's called the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. There's only 3 things in life. There's only 3 things in life: the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. The lust of the eye is wanting everything I see. That's the trick the enemy plays on you. Look around. Always look around. That's the end. That's one of the tricks of the enemy. Tricks of the soul. One of the tricks of the soul is to have you always looking around. If you always look around, you never look within. If you always look around, you never look within. Right? And so then you look around to fix things, or you look around to compare things, and the only thing you're not doing is comparing where you used to be to where you are now, or comparing your strength then to where your strength is now, right? You create crazy expectations. I'm going to say this because I'm not scared of none of this, right? Some of you men can't have a good relationship sexually with your wife. You know why? Because you're comparing your intimate relationship with your wife with porn. You're comparing your sexual life with your wife with porn. And guess what? Your wife is not a porn star. And women do it too. You're comparing this dude on TV, right, who's constructed, to your husband. And you're wondering why he ain't looking like that, or why he don't talk like that. Do you know that person you're in love with on TV, somebody wrote that? That's not a real. And that's what the enemy wants us all to do, to compare reality to something that's not real, so we can always feel like we need to chase something more. That's one of the things, even as a Christian man, there's things I love about the other faiths. right? One of the things I love about Hinduism is that Hinduism teaches the curse of always wanting. It drives that point. Our Bible drives that point as well, right? The Hindus focus on that. That's one of their main focuses, is the constant chase for something else. And it keeps you on a comparison. Again, I'm going to quote it again. I'm going to put this quote on social media before. I'm going to quote it again. Be careful desiring another man's field. You might not be able to stand the weeds. You got your own weeds. Why you want mine? Right? I got my own weeds. Why I want yours? But the enemy wants you constantly looking around. And what it does, again, it creates unrealistic expectations. Everyone's path is different, bro. Right? Everyone's path is different. Right? Everyone's path is different. You're going to get there, but you're there. Your way you got there is much different than the way someone else is going to get there. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Be careful too of comparing yourself to these people that quote unquote made it, because you don't know what they did to make it. Let me see who's in the comments. Oh, Instagram. What's up, Instagram? Instagram's in the building. Got family over there in the building. Let me see who's in the chat over here. Yes. Strengthen your strengths, man. Strengthen your strengths, right? Because comparing yourself can lead to frustration. Comparing yourself can lead to frustration because you're chasing a version of success that's not meant for you. Understand this, the things that someone else have might kill you, bro. It might kill you. You feel me? Again, you think I'm cool? I promise you I'm not cool. Or maybe I'm kind of cool, but I paid to be cool. Or maybe I'm not cool at all. But if you think I'm cool, I paid a heavy price to be cool. And if I knew I had to pay this price to be in front of this computer, right, running 3 podcasts, yeah, I'm crazy. I run 3 podcasts, one for women, one for men, one for frustrated Christians. The Dear Sister podcast is for the sisters. The Dear Brother podcast is for the men, and the Christian Activist podcast is to lift up frustrated Christians that are tired of church, right? So, but do you know what it took for me to run these podcasts? For me to talk to women, it took me to eulogize my mother. You want to do that? You want to eulogize your mom in order to strengthen to talk to women? Huh? It took me to eulogize my baby to find out what manhood was. You want to preach your baby's funeral? No, you don't. Right? And there's things in your life that you told me, man, this and that. I don't want that. Right? You want to be a Christian activist? You want to stand up strong to the church against a machine? Well, that machine tried to kill me. I served that machine for 26 years, and they told me I was a fake believer because I challenged their faith. And I didn't challenge whether Christianity was real. Huh? I challenged that we need to be doing more to prove it is. I got banished from the church. They banished me. You want that? See, so make sure that what you want, you can pay for. All right, I gotta go. I have 5 minutes. Look, I'm gonna put this up. Y'all don't listen. Jump in the chat, bro. Don't be scared. Jump in the chat for Dear Brother the Advice. I got 5 minutes. I will share. So, Dear Brother the Advice. I know on Instagram, I don't know why Instagram does this, but I can't see your chat in my chat in front of me. But if you want to say something, bro, say it in the Instagram chat. I can go over to Instagram and see it. All right. So, Dear Brother the Advice, if you want some help on something, some quick advice on something, Christian, hey, bro, share me some wisdom on this. Jump in there now. All right. Let me give you this last point before I go. All right. The last point. The last thing that comparison does to you is it blocks personal growth. It blocks your personal growth because you're trying to grow in a different direction than you were designed to grow in. It blocks your personal growth. That's the danger of comparison. It blocks your personal growth, right? You might end up, right? You might end up pursuing goals that aren't for you. You might end up pursuing goals that aren't for you. That's dangerous Because what does that do? When you pursue things that aren't for you or goals that aren't for you, you're wasting time. You can't get back time. Hey, bro, I gotta go. But if you lose money, you can get it back. You lose a woman, you can get another woman. You can't get back time. You can't get back time. The biggest thing I believe comparison does is it steals your time and your focus. Two things: it steals your time and it steals your focus. That's the danger of comparison. It's a thief of time. It's a thief of focus. And then you'll look up and you'll be 10 years older and you've wasted your energy, your money, and your rhythm of life into a hole that wasn't for you, all because you were trying to be somebody else. You don't have to be somebody else. You got to be you. Hey, I got to go. I got to go, guys. Go to my website, though. Go to my website. I see you guys sign up. I got a table of 12 giants. I have a table of 12 giants, and I want you to go to my website right now and sign up. Sign up right now. If you need coaching, I do donation-based coaching. Go on my website, christianwinters.com. christianwinters.com. You can get consulting, counseling. I do group counseling, but the thing I'm driving right now is my table of 12 giants. What do? I meet with 12 men once a week online, 9 to 11 on Saturday. And I help men rediscover their purpose so they can launch a passion project that can turn their community around. That's my goal here, is to get healed men that will heal men. As much as we say hurt people, well, heal people, heal people. Go to my website right now, christianwinters.com. Sign up for my table of 12 giants, where I mentor 12 men for 1 month, 2 hours a week, Saturday, 9 to 11. I help you rediscover your purpose, and I help you turn it into a passion project of how you can make impact on your community. I'm going to change this world one community at a time, one man at a time. Go on my website, christianwinters.com. Sign up right now. Sign up right now for my table of 12 giants. And if you need one-on-one coaching, you need somebody to help you lift up, think better, get your perception, sign up for my one-on-one coaching, all right? And my group coaching. I'm not scared to come anywhere. I've been to the leprosy colony praying for people in the leprosy colony in India. If your group of men is in the trap, if your group of men is in the masjid, I don't care where they are. We can meet in the dirty basement. I'm trying to lift men's life up. Get on my website. Gather with me. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I'll see you soon. Make sure you give if this morning podcast is being a blessing to you. Make sure you help me touch other men's lives. This is the project I'm on right now, our Incarcerated Brothers Project. I'm trying to get these books, my book called Home, into the hands of 36,000 incarcerated men in Pennsylvania. All right. I'll see you all soon. Have a great morning, and always remember, brother, you matter today, you matter tomorrow, you matter in your future. No fear, no shame, no compromise. See y'all tomorrow morning. Peace.